Hey, what is going on? I am Scottimus432. This is a Gemfire speedrun I did on my FC Twin. I wanted to share with the world. Pretty kick-ass. It's a sub 40 run and it moves pretty quick here. So I choose the Gemfire scenario. There's 4 scenarios. Gemfire is the one where the upper left blue and white flag guys are the most plentiful, and the enemy in the lower right, Ezelred, is the least plentiful. Gives me the best opportunity for success. And here we see I've already adjusted the speed settings, and now I'm going 13 my territory, attacking 14 with some units. Now what I'm going to do here is reveal his wizard. The guy on the right side, the bottom guy, was his name like Emprion. Reveal his wizard. I'm about to retreat, so all I do is reveal his wizard and then retreat to an empty territory, which is 15. I do this every time I play. Every time I start the speedrun, I need to fill 15 before the opponent does. It's a must, or I reset. I've been repelled and I go to 15, right? Neat little trick. As you can see, 16's in the middle of nowhere. Except for 15 now being filled. I can attack a territory and then move to 16, like leapfrog it, even though I'm not adjacent to it. I can't remember if I do that or if I just move over from 15. Very important to fill 15, 16, because there is a 5th unit at 16, the gunners, which are critical to the game. What's happening here is I was just attacked by my opponent. Not ideal in a speedrun, a bit of a time waster. But in this particular instance, it works out for me because after I capture the flag, I capture their ruler, Aaron. You can you can recruit or banish or release. If you recruit him and he is the leader of the army, like Aaron is, you will get all of the remainder of the territories. You can't recruit Aaron. You can you banish him. He turns everything over to this guy Carl, and later I will recruit him, and you'll see what happens when that arrives. This here, I'm on the right side. I'm defending. This scenario happens a lot when this territory gets attacked. And this game is such that the percentages are, if I move my characters in a certain position, usually my opponent will move in a certain position. Not 100% of the time, but 90% of the time I can predict what they do. So I'm kind of abusing that here. I mean, you can see their wizard hasn't bothered to attack anybody. And I'm avoiding the wizard's potential attacks by moving all my troops to the top right, kind of hiding out. And while my one single wizard goes for their flag to disrupt the attack. Now, ordinarily on a speed run, I don't like to start out this way. I would usually have reset by this time, because I think I even tried a defection that I was talking over from my unit, territory 8. You can get your opponent to defect. You select defection, and you highlight any territory on the map, and if it works, you just gain the territory no matter what. And it will never work except for territory 19, this guy Pender. See, I captured, banished. It goes to Carl. You can see 19, which I do not have. His name's Pender. You can get him 50% of the time. And then 18 will also go about 50% of the time, and that's critical the first month, January. Each territory gets a turn per month that I get 19, so usually if I fail to get it, which I have, with territory 8 I would reset. I did not, counting on one of my other territories to hopefully do it for me later on, which is weird because the successful speedrun should never have been, but I just kind of stuck with it and it ended up working out, as you'll see. So retreating to 16, got those filled from attacking with territory 7. Now 9 can just kind of do whatever, right? I can't attack 10 yet. I can either hire a 5th unit, hire a monster. If you don't know what that is, I probably won't even have time to explain it. Like Pluvius is a 5th unit. You can hire ones like the gunners that you'll see later. So with 9, I think, Jesus, what the hell did I do? I think I tried to defect. I must have gotten it. Can't remember. I'm sure I did. No, wait, I don't think I did. I think it took 3 times. So why I haven't resetted yet is still a miracle. I don't like this this beginning at all, especially when I have to fight the dragon. Typically what I would like to do is, after having 119 with a defection, I'd move some troops into Ezelred. Bottom right guys, the kind of red and blue and purple flagged main guys moved like some of my troops into there to reveal their dragon, then retreat, and then attack them later. And it works the best because 19 can attack the unit, the territory, excuse me, below it, and then leapfrog into an empty territory that sometimes there is empty. So I'm picking up another territory and revealing the dragon, so it's double good. But that hasn't happened, so I don't, you know, at this point I could be minutes away from a reset. I'm just kind of playing it out to see if it's going to work. And anytime you're going up against the dragon, you're kind of effed. You know, it's not something you want. You know, and look at this. I'm goofing around, making small errors, and I'm just trying to be as quick as I can. You know, stick with it, and it does end up working out. Not so pretty though, is it? This time I had ended up being like 39 minutes, obviously beatable. I get amazingly lucky towards the end, as you'll see. But here I'm just trying to limit the damage, just trying to get my wizard by the dragon and eventually kill their flag guy and capture their flag to end this battle. The good news is, even though I'm on defense, which is sort of a waste of time, I am killing their troops. And essentially, you know, that's all that matters, killing their troops. Because unless they recruit more later on when I fight them, it's just, you know, less troops for me to have to fight. And the name of the game really is just clearing out the enemy numbers to either have enemy territories surrender or eventually just kill off everybody. The Ezelred guys will never surrender, none of them. Pender will defect, but no one else will surrender. So you have to kill off that entire family. Some of the other ones, like there's like Tudoria, which is the middle left, and then the ones bottom left is like, I don't even remember. They'll surrender much more easily, much easier. You just have to do some damage to them, get rid of their wizard. Surrounding their territories with my territories seems to be beneficial. And yeah, you'll see some of that later. But here I've erected a fence with my set of knights, I guess they are, lancers or something. And that has delayed the dragon. He's attacking me, he's not breaking the fence, and that really is the only way this run was saved, was because that fence went up. Otherwise, he moves in, kills them in probably just 1 or 2 shots, and is able to get into my archers and really screw things up. So while that's going on, just trying to break the fence while I attack so I can capture the flag. So I can see that I'm going to win this battle well enough, so I'm kind of in my mind planning my next move on the map screen, and I still haven't gotten 19, and that pisses me off because you want to get 19 early enough in the month so that when you are in control of the territory, that territory still has a turn left to move. So you can act and attack the dragon or pick up the territories by leapfrogging. And I don't think that ends up happening here. In fact, on this run, those bottom territories on the right actually never fill up, which is like extremely rare, never happened. And like the other 100 parts of my, other 100 runs I did, it would always fill up by the enemy forces, and in this case it didn't until like gave me an opportunity in the second month, February, to do something about it. So worked out pretty good. So here I'm utilizing the 2-pronged attack, kill and conquer, and I've won, defended. So defended twice, haven't even taken any offensive territories yet other than 15 or 16, so it's amazing. So here's the defection on my last turn with territory 1, which I do get it. So I barely get it before 16 hires the gunners, that's key. 16 has the 5th units are assigned to the territories, it's not random. We're in February now. 16 and 30 have gunners. The gunners just rip everything apart. So here 7 move troops to 2, 1 move troops to 2, 2 is going to attack 6. Remember, Carl's in charge, so I'm trying to kill Carl. So the 16, when it pops up early in the month of February, that's great. So I have my gunners attacked in the heart of Ezelred, 22. Early in the month, so 22, when I conquer that, we'll still have a turn, and I can just keep on going to the next territories. And it's just consequentially, it's just luck. You know, if the territory hasn't gone, if it's up next. It's sort of random, you know. If I were to save after the first territory in February and played out the rest of the month, and then loaded that save. The month would always play out the same, but in a single segment, the months are always different. The turnover is when the randomness happens, the end of the month. So the month will continue to be constant, but the beginning is random. There's no way to predict what's going to happen unless you save. So there's no way for me to understand what's happening. Doesn't matter. So you can see that I'm fighting 25, almost 100 units here, or just over, around 100 is what I meant. Typically there was, in previous runs, like 70, 80, but because he attacked me and I wiped out some of their forces, didn't matter. And here's a one-shot death, gunners. They attack from range, obviously, which is always nice because I won't even get hit for a longest time. And they're just going to fall 1, 2, 3, 4 in short order, and I'll take this territory. And that's what it's all about, basically, is just picking up loose territories, getting your gunners active, trying not to be attack, defend. The top right guys, the brown flag guys, whom I captured Aaron, and who Carl is leading right now, you want to take over them in 2 or 3 turns. You want to banish Aaron and then capture Carl quick. You don't even worry about fighting anything else. You just go after Carl the whole time. Bottom left will surrender. The middle left will surrender. And here we go. So not quite there. Did I get Ezelred? Yep. So 19's turn. Now here's the leapfrog effect. Didn't remember if I did it or not. So, and it's beautiful. It really works great in the beginning to reveal the dragon and then run away, but this is just as good. So, obviously I'm outnumbered here anyway, outmanned, so I'm going to retreat to the bottom unit, bottom space, territory, what have you. And, yep, and repelled me, that's good. Here I think I just pass. Yeah, hire a monster for defense. 14, 23, and 24 I haven't done much. So, oh man, I thought I was going to cut into him. So I'm taking my gunners. I couldn't go to 23, 24, 28, 20. I choose 20, I don't know. No particular reason, I guess. Because I just don't want that to hang out on the edge. Edge territories are kind of hard to hit, so I guess it doesn't really matter. It's all about the luck of the draw. Like I said, the sequence, if 20's next, it's not even a big deal. But, almost 200 units here. I'm just going to carve them up with my gunners, get rid of them. Ezelred, you just have to kill off all of them. And I think it ends up working pretty good. Territory 17 and 18, it's like a checkerboard yellow-blue flag. They don't have a wizard, and they're simple to defeat. 18 will defect half the time, and then once you surround the 17th territory enough, it will just surrender. So ultimately, it's just trying to have your gunners, I probably said this before, but have your gunners go on a good path, and then get the kill off Ezelred and get the Blanche family to surrender. Everything's kind of based on percentages a little bit, as far as you'd think you want to do as much damage as possible to the enemy numbers, but you can still capture an enemy commander by capturing the flag. It seems to increase the odds of a capture if you do kill more units, but it's hard to say for sure. So you just want to kind of do a combination of damage and speed. And here I do a good thing. I'll end up breaking the fence rather than it. What? That was fucking stupid. I think later I'll just break the fence, and then the archer moves to the flag. Then I attack the archer from behind, and it takes 1 shot instead of 2. But whatever, disappointing. Boom, dead. I'd have to probably kill them all anyway, so it doesn't really matter. If you capture them, none of their soldiers will retreat. So if you get a quick flag and they have 4 groups of 50 units out, or it would be 3, I guess, whatever, of 50, and capture them, they all get wiped out. So 20 gone, 21, move to 30 before the end my opponent does. And I also have some gunners there waiting to be hired if I can get there. So 9, I gotta do something here. Haven't done any damage to the group above. Haven't done a damn thing to the Blanche family. Now, critical thing here happening, Edric from 25 attacking 24. So they both used up their wizards, or at least the bottom left 25 did. 24 already did. So that's, does more damage for me, and they're more likely to surrender. So here I'm taking my 5th unit, I think like the only 5th unit I use other than my wizard, my Feckin, which is a terrible name, mythological creature with an arm and an eye and maybe one leg, I'm not sure how he moves. And it's like, the animation is so bad. Oh, you turn the animation off for every battle. There is animation, it's like Final Fantasy style ranged attacks, no contact. It's pretty terrible. When I first played this game, 15 years ago or whatever, much fun to see it. Now, not so much, especially in a speedrun. You can't do it, obviously. It's just a flag rush. I got 73 of the horse units, the knights, cavalry, whatever, to kind of help assist the situation here. And just moving through with my Feckin. Attacking. Doesn't do, obviously, nowhere near the damage of the gunners, but we'll get the job done. And I'm pretty sure Carl, I don't think I capture him, I think I push him back. So I'm probably thinking as this is happening, this run's going okay, having acquired those bottom 2 units, having captured Aaron, or banished Aaron, having seen Edric attack 25, attack 24, that's a big deal, as you'll find out later. And all my enemies' wizards, 5th units, are pretty much used up, and I have my gunners in a good position. And that's pretty much the name of the game. There's another run. I'll probably contact him to tell him I put this run up, just because not many people know about this game, and he might appreciate just seeing another run. He had a different strategy. He tried the Blanche family, the Brown group, Brown family, top right. And he had a good idea. He just stocked up on troops essentially, and I think it worked pretty well, coming in at like 45 minutes. But I think the key is just to pick up. He had some cool defections too that I was surprised to see. But the key, I think, is to stick with the Lyle family and go this route. I really do. So they retreated. That happens on occasion. They'll retreat once they get weak. And now I'm attacking. I didn't pick up Carl that time. And I can't remember if I get him next time. Okay, so I just defected 18, which I could have done from the beginning of the game. Finally have an opportunity. Warriors hired on 15. I reject their alliance. They can ally with you, but to win the game, you're going to end up having to kill them off anyway, so no point in doing that. So, I remember this now. No food. That's so annoying when you don't have food and you have to do a quick buy up of some food. It just wastes time, because you're not expecting it, you get kind of rattled. I'm still messing with it. There we go. Good lord. So I attack with my bugbear, and I'm sure I retreat pretty quick because, yeah, bugbears aren't so good. I don't know if it's instantaneous. I think I try to do some damage and then retreat. They're okay, but it kind of also depends on the vassal or the lord, whoever's fighting. See, it's Ander top left and against Tyrion, and they have these real crude kind of like enemy attributes, like charisma or charm, and offense or battle strength and this kind of crap, and it actually has an influence on this kind of a battle. But I have no idea what it is. I have to attack to see. And I think I just attack once, realize I have no chance, and then just retreat. But again, sort of surprised to see this with the run ending as quick as it did. You could pretty much wipe out this whole battle, which is another couple minutes. So, a 35-minute Gemfire run. Maybe less than that is possible, but lots has to go correctly, and sometimes you reset. Sometimes the small things in a speed run that you think are bad, kind of, you end up gaining time, little bit here, a little bit there, that you normally wouldn't on your main line, what you'd strive for, and it ends up working out pretty good, but never perfect, you know, in the heat of the moment. Like, I'm doing damage on the units, and I think my thought process is now, knowing that this family has had some damage done from 25 against 24, to get their troop count to a level where they will surrender, because that is how it is done. They just essentially surrender based on some kind of percentage of, I don't know, 20% of my value or their original value or some crap like that. I do not know exactly, so I'm just trying to pound them until I feel comfortable, and I do get them to surrender pretty quickly, so I think this actually has some levity, this fight. I don't even know what levity means. I'm just going off memory of conversations I've had. I'm sure someone could tell me. But don't. Who cares? So I'm hugging these guys with my bear, and now I retreated. And I forget what I do next. So 15 has my warriors, but I just... Okay, smart of me here just to try and get them to surrender, because even though I don't think they do. What the fuck? What am I doing? So I attack. Oh, Jesus. Back and forth. So I tried to attack and then couldn't, and then they refused my surrender. I seem to remember that coming, but it will happen later. So that was another wasted like 20 seconds. But you never know what to do, man. I mean, you have different options. You can send and receive gold and money, troops, hire a 5th unit to defend yourself. I could have, you know, I don't think I could have attacked, but attacking is usually an option. Or you can threaten, you know, sabotage, and that crap doesn't work. Sabotage and plunder are commands that are just worthless. So you kind of like you're in a rush, you know. It's hard to memorize all the patterns, all the possible scenarios, outcomes. It's very interesting. That's why I kept playing this, because it was sort of just a memory game, you know. If the sequence, I'd have in the opening month, I'd have 8 territories, and they all had commands, but everything would change depending on which territory would arrive first. If 7, 9, or 13, or 7 or 9 were to arrive first, I attack, retreat to 16, then 9, I attack, retreat to 15, 13, I attack, retreat to 15. If 15 and 16 are already filled and I have 13, I might have to go for a defection of 19. Unit 8 is on a peninsula. That's always a defection. 1 could be defection or move troops to 2. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. It's probably annoying the crap out of you. And, you get rattled, you know. I am not a machine. That's why I make some minor mistakes. But for the most part, as long as I do damage and move forward, which is what I'm doing here, it's no problem. And you'll see, like, I pretty much take all the other families out within a span of like 7 minutes, which is kind of cool. So it all happens at once. And I'm fighting Carl, and if I cannot win this, I'm going to be pretty upset and think about resetting. I can't remember if I do or not. I must. Because if I don't, you know, it just prolongs the whole process, and things haven't been so perfect other than besides this, things haven't been so perfect, so I'm kind of like, if this doesn't go right, I'm done. And what I'm trying to do is just kill off my enemy, because like I said, that sometimes it seems to increase the odds of a capture when you just kind of embarrass them, you know. Get them in a bad position, kill them off, and I seem to be doing that with my knights, or my knight group, and my fucking my other troops. Those 3 guys just hang out. I mean, archers are sometimes smart to bring into play. You break that fence just opposite the blue knight, the blue lancer, or whatever, swordsman, facing east, and you pump arrows into his back, and that helps out. But with only 54 archers, I probably do like 7 or 8, kill like 7 or 8 troops a volley, and so sometimes it's not worth it, you know. So here I am just finishing it. So he retreated, that's great. Don't know what's going to happen. Fuck, it didn't happen. Okay. So if you want to beat my speedrun, you have to have captured Carl. I had 2 opportunities to capture him. That was, Ander attacked me on 2, captured him. Or no, Aaron, sorry, I'm Ander. And then 6 and 5, so room for improvement, but everything else has to go pretty good. The ending is what sealed the deal. You'll see it was really bad to the bone. So everything going through my units here, can't really do much. Hiring monsters, sending troops. I think gunners are still at 22. I think I've hired gunners at 30. It's so beautiful to see that territory flash. And to be able to kill off... Oh, damn, my gunners. Where are they? Oh, they're at 20. So I hire shooters, which are like gunners, not quite as good. One more time, 25's attacks 24. I don't remember that happening. Oh, they took him down. Okay, that's funny. That's the game saver. I don't remember that at all, because what that does is allows 14 and 23 will surrender to me now, which they just did, and it also weakens the bottom left group, which you'll see later. So if that had not happened, this would not have been a 39-minute run. That's ridiculous. Interesting. So I'm trying to find Carl. I think he's at, what was he, at 11? I'm positive this is the one. And it's very cool to see what happens once you capture him. Oh man, 25 and 24. So like I say, you need to get real lucky. There's a lot of things that need to happen, other than just play perfectly, which I'm not, but you should try to play perfect. But you just need to be lucky, right? Real frustrating to play this, man. This kid I was talking about earlier, his other run, it's on YouTube, good run. It was 44 minutes, memorized it. It was 44 minutes and 9 seconds long. And with my FC Twin, I really wanted to beat that and go for an SDA submission, which I've done on a different run actually, that I'm going to have submitted here shortly. It was like 40 minutes, a little bit longer than this. But they don't take FC Twin runs, unfortunately. So first time I beat his run, first time I attempted to beat it, I had 44 minutes and like 43 seconds after I added it all up. I was like pissed because it's under a minute, just missed it. And then once again the next day I had like 44 minutes, like 13 seconds, missed it by like 4 seconds, 5 seconds. And I was pissed. So I took a small break and then finally ended up getting pretty lucky with this 39-minute run I did first, and then later a 40-minute run. And if you want to go to SDA, pretty cool website. It's probably not up yet because I'm going to upload this pretty fast, this YouTube video pretty quick. I'm in the submission process. It's all been legitimized. I have an audio commentary for that. Just got into these audio commentaries. They're kind of fun. I don't know why, because you can just rattle off information just endlessly rather than type super slowly. So it's pretty cool, man. SDA, if you want to check it out. And I'm probably done with this game for a while, but certainly I'd like to see a quicker run. There's no tool assisted runs of this game, which surprises me. You think it'd be a pretty fun one to do, pretty easy one to knock out in an afternoon if you know how to do that kind of stuff. So anyway, so Carl has these. I'm fighting Carl, right? I'm trying to beat him up good. Using my Falcon, I gotta actually fight back here against the Olug Hai or whatever they're called. OLOG-HAIS. Olug Hai. I mean, I don't even know what language it is. Impossible to know. The AI is pretty terrible. I will give them that. I mean, this game is pretty simplistic, but fun, You just don't want to win. You just want to destroy your opponent. And it can be a challenging game, as if you just don't know, there's a few tricks that you need to know, like abusing the whole 5th unit, their wizard, by attacking with just a few troops and retreating is just kind of a joke, Like, they should know that if I'm attacking with 30 troops and they have 200, that they don't need to bring their wizard into play. But they don't, and that's too bad, Well, not for me for this run, but in general as a game. Because the whole strategy series, these strategy type games, like, they're so fun, Like board games, I love board games, puzzles and whatnot, memorization. I'm pretty good at that, so it's pattern recognition and all this crap. Certain games, like, you know, I can't name them all, but like the Sim Cities and Ogre Battles and Final Fantasy up to Final Fantasy 7. I don't know what the hell is going on with Final Fantasy nowadays, man. It's like you got the gemstones and fucking the rune patterns, and I cannot possibly, you know, get like a 30-second animation for a fire spell. It's fucking, I mean, it's cool, it's hot, girls are fine and all, but you know, maybe just some sword through some zombies is what we need. You know, nothing beats Final Fantasy. Well, 3 was the shit. I cannot believe how good a game that was, with all the options, Sabin, the commands, Gao with the Velt, Setzer, the Gambler, and just all of that stuff. I mean, they must have had a blast making that game, but Final Fantasy 2, I mean, that brings you to tears, man. That game is powerful. When you're Cecil trying to become a paladin, you're a Dark Knight, you know, just the music, man. The music's just, oh, it's so good. They put, I mean, so much time into that game. You know, Palom and Porum would ever get turned to stone. Touching moments, you know, oh, tearjerker. And then the airship, you know, motivational music, blah, 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 blah. Good stuff, fun game. And now it's just like the Japanese, love it, you know, those guys rule. You know, they're pretty cool, you know, I like how they do things. The animation, the graphics are unique, but you know, they've kind of done its death, man. Like the whole Final Fantasy series needs a rebirth, in my opinion. Final Fantasy Tactics, that's one of the best games ever invented. I mean, that's essentially this game's a little far off from Final Fantasy Tactics, but it has some similarities, right? Anyways, fuck, I'm fighting Carl again, so I didn't even capture it on the... Fuck, man. I cannot believe this. So 35-minute run, easily achievable. I mean, it would take forever, because the captures aren't so easy to capture the leader Aaron. I mean, it would just be, you'd just be sitting there endlessly hitting reset, trying to capture this. And then you still have to capture, the first month you'd have to capture Aaron. You'd have to land 15 and 16, you'd have to perfect 19, you'd have to have 16 in time to hire gunners. I mean, all these things would have to happen. Oh, God. You know, the biggest problem is just getting 15, 16, and 19. I mean, that itself is hard to do in the first month because it's just irritating. It takes a while. God, other than that, you know, I'm seeing a lot of things here that I'm not really liking. I guess it all comes down to getting the Carl's family, the Blanche family, or whatever the hell, army, getting them to submit. And if I were to do this again, I would just focus heavily on that. But again, you know, you have to do other things as well, and you get tripped up really easily and leads to resets. But if you could get these guys to that family to quit after 2 or 3 attacks, that would be pretty big, because it's just them and then Ezelred, and then that's the end of it. And yeah, watching this makes me want to redo it. Like right now, 5 o'clock. Damn. It's so boring though. I hate having to reset. You just want to be done with the game after a certain point, and you just want to fucking finish it. Yeah, I'm done. There's no way. If someone else beats it, you know, great. Then they will know my pain. What am I doing here? I'm going for the kill. This is a pretty good fight because I'm actually facing some significant threat. I'm outmanned. They have their skeletons. And... ooh. So, this has to be the one. I don't know how many times. What was it? Took 10. So yeah, 6, 5, 11, and 10. So 4 and then Aaron. That was 5 fights to get all the territories that just clicked over blue, which is truly beautiful. Oh man, so I mean that's not bad. So strange. I had my 40-minute run that's SDA. I did it in three fights, 6, 5, and 3, as opposed to 5. But I was slower. Where was I slower? Oh, I was slower on the Damn it, dude! My wife just came home. So annoying when they hear the garage door open. God damn it! She's gonna start asking me questions. I'll leave my commentary on. She's gonna be making fun of my ass, but you'll hear the questions she asks me. She'll ask me what I'm doing. Fucking luckily I mowed the lawn a couple days ago. I might have to just cut this short, to be honest. I hate to do that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut this short. Oh, she's taking the garbage out, so I got a little bit of time. So basically what will happen is I'll kill Ezelred off, and then because 25 and 24 battled twice, their ruler, who's sitting on one of those spaces, Edric, his territory has like 17 units, and I'll go to attack, and he will just surrender. There will be no fight, no battle map. Sometimes that happens. He'll just surrender, and then I recruit him, and I take all his territories to defeat the game. And it's a pretty sweet feeling, and that's what saves me a hell of a lot of time. That's pretty rare to have that happen. I don't even have to face his wizard or even fight at all. And that concludes the run, man. I am gonna go because my wife's just gonna make fun of my ass if she sees me. So I hope you enjoy my commentary. Keep on watching. There's about 5 minutes left, and look for more videos from me. Scottimus432. Thanks a lot. Bye.